Welcome to the Real Estate Pros Show, where we interview real estate investing professionals from coast to coast, as well as the service providers that serve the real estate investing industry. Our goal is simple: share what's working now to help you improve and scale your business to the next level and meet the pros that can help you get there. Real Estate Pros is powered by Investor Fuel, America's leader in helping real estate investors and professionals build the business you need to live the life you've always dreamed of. Let's start today's show. Property insurance for real estate investors doesn't have to be difficult, but it does need to be there to protect you when you need it. MyInvestorInsurance.com not only provides insurance at 15 to 30% cheaper than traditional agencies, it's built specifically for real estate investors like you. You can set up an account in about 2 minutes, get quotes on properties, turn on and turn off insurance for your fix and flip or rental properties in around 2 minutes without having to talk to anyone directly, all through our portal. There's no better way or faster way to make sure you've got the coverage you need to protect you, and no more lengthy policies either. Once you're set up, you're billed monthly and prorated by the day for however long your policy is active. It's powered by MSI, the third largest independent MGA, with 1.5 million customers and more than $1 billion in cumulative premiums written. Get set up today in about 2 minutes at myinvestorinsurance.com/fuel.
Welcome, everybody, to the Real Estate Pros Podcast. I'm Mike Stansbury. I have a special guest today, Luis Noranha from Florida. We're going to get into his story in just a second, but want to let you know at Investor Fuel, we help real estate investors, service providers, and real estate entrepreneurs 2 to 5x their businesses to allow them to build the businesses they've always wanted and allow them to live the life they've always dreamed of. Luis, how are you today, sir? What's it like in Florida today? What's the time and temperature? Make me jealous.
Today I think we got 72, 74 degrees, sunny. We just have 30 days of rainy days here in Florida every year, so it's pretty nice.
Oh, awesome. Well, Luis, you're in the Florida market. You're a real estate entrepreneur, developer, new construction. What are we doing today? What kind of problems are we solving in the Florida marketplace? What is the real estate market and what does it look like in there? And how are you winning in Florida right now?
Well, Florida, different than most of the U.S. markets, but I think that Florida, Texas, and a few other states, they benefit a lot from the post-COVID scenario where people started thinking about this place south, not only as a place to retire, but to live their life since they can do work remotely, right? And with that, after COVID, a lot of new companies started moving their headquarters to Florida. And with that, a lot of people with high incomes looking for new property, new construction, luxury product, and the inventory is not there. So we're trying to fulfill this gap at this point of building luxury properties, very detailed finishes, high quality product to fulfill this demand.
Okay, so that's the demand in Florida. It's one of the things you just can't get away from. Most people since COVID, and because of maybe the leadership in your state, it's become very, very attractive for people to move from other states that aren't so friendly to Florida. It's kind of the vibe that everybody's getting is you guys don't have, your taxes are low, yeah, and things like that. So if you were to talk to your customers, what's the main 2 or 3 reasons why they're choosing to move to Florida?
I'd say the first one is real tax, and there's no income tax on the state level, just on a federal level. So people that make a lot of money, they prefer not paying that much of taxes, so they come here. And also the weather, I think, right? So before, people needed to be close to New York or Chicago or wherever they live because of work. Now, a lot of people are working remotely, and this is also creating an extra demand.
Yeah, so if you have a choice to live somewhere, Florida's a great choice if you have to work remotely. Okay, so we are Investor Fuel and the Real Estate Pros Podcast. We talk a lot about people doing fix and flips, and that's kind of how you said you did that. You started out before you got into new development. Tell us a little bit about that. What's your story? What's your origin story with real estate?
Okay, so I used to live in Brazil. I moved here in the U.S. in 2014.
Stop living on an island and join the #1 mastermind in America for professional real estate investors. Investor Fuel is a community of hundreds of the nation's top investors working together to build stronger businesses and better lives. In addition to the amazing community of real estate investors acting as a board of advisors for one another, Investor Fuel members have access to 100% funding on purchase and repairs for our members only, a health insurance program, and benefits and discounts that more than pays for the membership of most of our members, meaning it's actually costing you money to not be a member of Investor Fuel. If you're looking to scale your business and build a business that allows you to live the life of your dreams, please visit investorfuel.com today and book a call with our team.
So there in Brazil, I used to work for a cement company, and all my clients were builders, were construction companies doing big residential projects, and I needed to understand the market because they pay like in installments. They have a long period to pay for the product. So I needed to do like let's say a bank analysis and demographic analysis to see if whatever they were building would finally sell and they would be able to pay me. So I kind of entered the real estate market through the back doors, learning how to analyze and understanding if the deals will pencil out, if the deals will make sense. And always love the things, right? So later in life, I left this company. I founded my own company related also to the construction industry there in Brazil. With that company, I was awarded Entrepreneur of the Year by a NGO called Endeavor in 2012. Sold this company and decided to move to Florida. And there I started with real estate. I was a newbie, didn't know much about construction, especially with the construction systems in the U.S. Started with fix and flips, buying $250,000 homes, upgrading them and reselling. I tested out a couple of states. I did 3 jobs in Pennsylvania. I did 2 in California, and I decided to stay in Florida.
Well, how is that? That's different. That's a triangle of distance. As I kind of think about that, how did you manage that? Did you go to each place and manage it there, or did you? Oh, wow.
So it was. I was trying to choose where I was going to settle, right?
Okay, gotcha.
And I tried a little bit of all these markets, and I said, I'm going to do 3 here, 3 there, and then figure out where I want to stay. And I did it, and finally decided to stay in Florida.
Yeah. Okay. So Florida. So you were there. And managed those projects. That's interesting. And so, how are your margins when you did fix and flips? Is that one of the reasons why you're in new construction now, or what? How's that look?
Well, the margins in fix and flip, they were very tight. Fix and flip, they work really well when you have a market imbalance like 2009 or 10 that you would buy properties really cheap, and you know that the properties would appreciate over time. It was really good in a sense that it ingrained in me the cost efficiency mindset for other construction projects. But it's really tough. And I know the idea that everybody has, let me start with a smaller project because it's less risky and whatever. On my experience, it's kind of the opposite. When you go for higher numbers, you have more money, you can hire better crews, you can hire a better architect, you can have all the people that will work with you have a different level. And that helps you out. So to me, I know you're putting more money, but you reduce a lot the risk.
Yeah, and you're in a good market where there is a need for that. That's interesting. That's a nugget for our audience. It's really good. It's because some people are just afraid to step out, and maybe they can't because they're not in a market where there's a luxury. But if you're in a market with when you have a demand like that, then it is. You say it's easier. I will also say that it's easier as well because that's my experience as well. The low end stuff is always not as much fun, not as much margin.
The problem I found, Michael, was when I was doing fix and flip, I would never, because of my conscience, put a lipstick on a pig.
Right.
But my competitors were doing that.
Yes.
So whenever I was fixing a house and I saw electric is really bad, I need to redo it completely.
Right.
My competitors weren't doing that.
If you're looking for consistent, high-quality leads, look no further than Investor Machine. Investor Machine isn't just another agency. It's the most sophisticated, data-driven lead generation company on the planet for real estate investors, and serves the role of being not just a lead generator for your business, but a marketing partner that is helping you achieve your goals along the way. Go to investormachine.com to learn more and schedule a call with our team today.
And we're disputing later on in the market with the price tag of a house that mine was completely different than theirs. But, people don't see it. And I said, you know what, I can show my progress, the difference of the quality of my construction in the low-end homes. People can't see.
Yes.
Behind the wall.
Yeah. Yes. And that speaks to your integrity. And I understand that mentality as well. When you're just changing out light fixtures and plumbing fixtures on a 50-year-old house, that's pretty tough. Yeah.
In California also was featured in LA Times as House of the Week. We remodeled a 1920 Spanish home and kept the character of the house, but modernized totally the house and we did the interiors completely. So
wow.
That was really, really, really nice.
Yes, those large old fix homes. I've done a couple of them here in my hometown. They are always, the margins always do. If you do them the right way, they're not necessarily 30 or 40% margins that you want. No. So let me ask you this, because I'm curious. Is coming from Brazil, understanding those construction systems there, what's the main difference between maybe new construction and how they did systems and processes there in Brazil and here in the States? What do you like about both, or what did you take from Brazil and maybe work in here?
There's no steel frame down there, nor even wood frame. Most of the construction is like with blocks. Kind of what happens in Florida as well, at least in the southern Florida, where the codes don't let you do with, at least the first story, you can't build with wood. So that is the main difference. And what I see over there, because the taxation system there is completely crazy, there is a verticalization. So you are the developer, you are the builder, you have your own factory to build the blocks. You do it all because
the supply chain is there. Okay, wow.
People try to be very vertical, which is complicated because now you got to master ton of other business. You're gonna be the company that brings the window panels. You're the roofer. You're everything. So
wow.
And here you can specialize really well, and use those teams that are specialized as well. So I found it more professional, more how can I say, easier to work.
Right.
You don't need to be the jack of all trades. You can find the right people for every job you need.
Okay, the puzzle pieces kind of come together a lot faster, easier here. Okay, yeah. So you're originally from Brazil. You came here in 2014. What were some of the the obstacles that you felt like you had to overcome in order to get in the market and to be doing what you're doing now? What are some of those things? And we mentioned you yesterday, just a few minutes ago, folks, because we have a pre-show on the show and where we talk about some things before we talk about the podcast. And you were involved in maybe a group or a guild or a mastermind. What kind of things did you learn from them, and did it help you kind of overcome some of the obstacles? Can you talk about that?
Sure. When I came here and I started doing those fix and flips, I joined a local REA mastermind, and I didn't know about lending or private lenders. I didn't know nothing about due diligence in a property when you buy a property. So all those informations were really important because people don't understand. People don't know what they don't know.
Right.
and if you're starting, you don't know. That's for sure. You don't know a lot of things, and it's best thing that you make friends or you have someone more experienced that you can ask things for them. and see how.
If you're a new or newer real estate investor looking to launch or grow your real estate investing business, please check out Investor Fuel Club. It's a coaching community, but unlike anything you've ever seen before. And you can actually partner with members of our mastermind from coast to coast on deals right in your market. There's no better opportunity to build a consistent business than to literally partner with pros to help you avoid costly mistakes, avoid the need for capital to do deals, and help you eliminate your fears as you're starting your business. Learn more about Investor Fuel Club at investorfuel.com/club.
How they work. So when I first came here, the first thing I did was start investing with other developers and just be on the side, asking questions and, trying to learn with their mistakes, not my mistakes. I know that my mistakes will be more expensive.
Well, isn't that the truth? Again, another great kind of proverb there is you ask questions. Hey, what did you do here? Or tell me about, you ask these developers, what were the big hurdles and the big mistakes you made? So instead of making those, you can hear from them. And that's the beauty of those groups of people, of networking and masterminds is what you articulated. I didn't know what I didn't know. I was exposed to these people who were doing things at a level that I wanted to get to, and I learned.
Insurance, how to write, what kind of insurance you should do, how to write a contract, the decent manner to protect yourself, your contract with your investors, how to be compliant with the SEC. There's so many things if you're syndicating, and we don't know, and we start doing. If you're an entrepreneur, people start doing it, right? And then they look, oh, I did this wrong, and they try to correct. Sometimes it's not expensive, but most of the times it is.
Okay. So tell me about growing up as a child. You came to Florida for vacations from Brazil. I mean, what was that like? And what would your parents do? What did they teach you about life and about real estate? If were they in the business at all? What did that look like for you?
My parents were never in the business, but my mom, she loved remodeling our own home. She was kind of a interior design by nature, by force of nature, and she loved it. She had a really good taste, and we used to like and see her doing it. I used to like it, right? So part of my link with real estate, I think, comes from her. But my father used to work in a paper company, nothing to do with it, but he used to have a second home here. And while some of the holidays we would come with them and stay here in Florida, it was up in northern Florida in a place called Hutchinson Island.
Okay.
And so that was kind of my first experience spending more time here in the U.S. and loving the culture, loving the people and the American way of life. And I put as a goal later in life to be able to come here and live here.
Okay, so what age was that?
When I was between 12 and 16.
Right.
And had the experience of coming here, going to Disney, going back, staying in that beautiful beach. And, created long-lasting memories that still make me like the place.
Yeah, so that was always in the foreground for you. Say, I'm going to be in America. What's your family look like? Do you have any kids, or what's that look like?
I do. I have a 22-year-old boy that is still in university, finishing business, and my daughter is a 20-year-old. He's studying here in Florida. My youngest daughter is studying in Colorado University. She's doing finance, and he's doing business.
Oh, great! So do they participate at all, or are interested in the land development at all, or do they have a place for you, or do you have a place for them?
Actually, both already did some summer jobs with me. But I think they have their own thing, and they want to pursue their careers.
Oh, well, that's great. So tell us about the product a little bit now. Like, what have we built in the last 6 months? Where can we, if we were to go online and take a look at it, where would that location be? And And what's your core customer? Who you looking for?
So after this, analyzing this new market in Florida, we came up with an investment thesis we call the Coastal Living Collection. So it's a portfolio of unique properties tailored to this customer, affluent buyer that will come here, and in places where the demand is outpacing the offer of new construction. So right now, I'm developing one gated community in a place called Santa Rosa Beach. It's in the Panhandle, very close to Pensacola, in a place, magical place in the in Emerald Coast called 38. So it's a 12-mile scenic highway where a lot of the affluent people from Tennessee, from Arkansas, from Houston, from Atlanta, they go to this place. You have Britney Spears, Matthew McConaughey, you have Peyton Manning, you have Emerald Lagasse, a lot of different names from different areas, right? They all live there. And this place is really beautiful. We're building this 66 luxury single-family home, gated community there. At this stage, we just finalized the whole infrastructure. We replatted the parcel, and now we're going to start building, mid of the year, we're going to start building the homes.
And then what's the entry level on there? What are we starting at?
The price of the house, price tag, from 3.5 to 5.5 million.
5.5 million. What you just did is you just centered on a location. My family and I, we go to Destin, Santa Rosa. I know that area very well. It is beautiful. I have a buddy of mine that lives right down the street from Santa Rosa. It is just unreal. It's a great place.
If I can give a piece of advice also to your viewers, you gotta build as many connections as you can in real estate. So imagine what happened with me. So I was dealing with a realtor there in Panama City Beach, which is really close. One deal that she was working with me fell off, and the sellers decided not to sell to me at the last minute. And she was very sad because we put a lot of effort. She said, you know what? I'll compensate you. I have a very nice deal that I'm going to bring to you. But when I call you, you come from Miami, you come here, and you got to see the property, because this property is going to come to the market and there's going to be like tens of offers. This was a property that used to belong to a developer. In 2008, he divorced from the wife. There was the crisis. He lost it to a bank. Later on, this bank broke. Another bank took over. The property stayed like 12 years. So somebody decided to sell. And, because of the law, the banks can only sell for whatever the value they took the property for. So this guy, the previous developer, he bought it for $27 million. The bank sold it for 12 years later.
and she sold it to, and they sold it to you.
Calls me in the beginning of COVID. 2,000 people already dying here in Miami. I was, oh my God, my wife, you're not going to catch an airplane. Yes, I will. So I got on the plane, me and two other people with a lot of masks and stuff. When I arrived there, nobody was wearing any masks, anything. What you're doing? I said, this is what they tell to do in Miami. Take this off. There's only one case here. Nobody died. I said, okay, let's go.
That's amazing. So that's a great nugget. So a relationship you had a deal, and then she had the lead on this development, and you were the first person.
Yes.
And so
one month before the property went to the market, I went there. I did my studies, my due diligence in the property. I came up with the numbers, and I had exactly the offer at the asking price written. When the first day the property entered the market, my offer was the first one there.
How about that?
2 days later, there were 3 or 4 more. And 1 week after, there was like 15 offers, because everybody, the local guys, they knew that there was a very good deal. And they were pissed because an outsider took the deal. I just could do it because I had a good connection, good relationship with the realtor.
That is amazing. And so if you were to dive into those numbers a little bit, so $6 million for the purchase, and then for the 66 luxury single family homes, how much is the infrastructure going to cost?
We spend around 11 million in the infrastructure. So total in, we're talking about, let's say well, now I'm gonna put 1.5 in landscaping and other stuff. Let's say 20 million all in. I got an appraisal requested by the lender a couple of days ago, and they appraised the value. When we finalize building all the infrastructure with the clubhouse and everything, it's going to cost me 3 more million, maybe 25 million all in. They appraised at 53.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is what you call do you like baseball?
Yes.
Okay, that's it. That's a grand slam in the bottom of the ninth to win the World Series. That is amazing. I love it. I love to hear of the wins, and that is a huge win. I know that area, and I know that's a great product. So three and a half million, 4 million. Tell me about the product itself. What are we building? How square footage wise, and as far as the size of the lot.
Square footage wise, I'd say that they're going to be ranging from 3,200 to 5,500, depending on the lot size. Lots are ranging from 6,000 square foot to 11,000. So you can build different size of homes. So, but we're keeping on the HOA, we created some rules. Nobody can build on the ground floor more than 50% of the area of the lot. So they can build 2, maybe 3 stories, whatever, but never more than 50% of the lot. So, and there is we created an architectural guidance.
Right.
All the houses, they need to be cohesive so that the community looks beautiful.
Similar to, it's kind of a seaside, similar, or would you say that it's
more modern? We try to create something unique, like, Alice Beach has its own character, Rosemary, the other character, Seaside, and all. So we created our own, but more on the modern side of it, contemporary modern.
Oh, that is exciting. I get that is really exciting. Now, speaking what we did in Brazil, right, where they had the vertical, they did everything. So in these developments, do you have your own real estate brokerage? Are you guys handling that, or are you outsourcing that, or how does that work?
No, we're using Sotheby's. They have a local guys over there. They sold last year $1.4 billion in property. So they're the experts. They know everybody.
Yes.
I'm not gonna try to do their work.
Yes, that's a beautiful thing. It's one of those things. Is like, hey, you defer to the people that know the folks that are coming in, and yes, they've got really good market share there. So that's awesome. I was just thinking through that. I have some more questions that I'm thinking about. So that's the product that you've got. What amenities is it? A strong HOA, pool? Is there a clubhouse? Or tell me about that.
Clubhouse with sauna, with a living room, big living room, summer kitchen upstairs, a gym, and 2 big swimming pools, a pickleball court, 2 pickleball courts, playground for the kids, and most of the homes, they're going to have their own pool. But even then, I think that people like to congregate, to meet each other, and so the clubhouse is a place where members get to know members.
Right. So my mother and my stepfather, they reside in Margaritaville in Daytona, and they do the same thing. People have their own pools, but there's also a nice clubhouse and some things as well. So I love the plan. It sounds awesome, and it just is a really neat testament to that power of relationships, that you had, and she, and somebody that keeps their word, says, hey, I've got this, Luis, I've got this for you. Yeah. And you're able to take action. You knew exactly, hey, this is going to be a great deal. Even in a down market, that place is very well sought out.
And it took a little courage because when COVID was starting, nobody knew how that was going to end. But with such a margin in the product, I said, you know what? I know that 2008 prices were at the peak. This is going to take a long time to be worth 27 million. But even then, if it's worth half of it, 12, I'm buying at 6. So, I got to buy this and wait how long this COVID thing lasts. Let's wait here and build it when it's time.
And you're doing that, and you're located in South Florida. And so will you move up there and manage the project, or will you do that from home base?
For the vertical construction, we are partnering with local builders, bringing them to the project, so they are going to be there every day and taking care of the job.
Okay, awesome.
I can think that I'm going to be managing from that far away.
And timetable, when do you think that the first house is going to be built? Infrastructure, what's that look like?
The infrastructure is all done. So the first house should start going vertical, I would say July, maybe August, depending on the city approvals. So we already are, we designed 7 different floor plans, different houses. That the buyers can pick and choose one of those, or they can hire the same. We got 3 architects there. They can hire one of those and design their own house as long as they follow the guidelines.
Awesome.
Yeah, guidelines. But so first house are going to start being built middle of the year.
Wow, Luis, that's exciting. I want to ask you, how can people find out more about you, find out more about Lana, and then find out more about this development? Where can I point them toward?
Well, we have our website, www.lanadevelopment.com. We're also on Instagram, Facebook, or LinkedIn. They can find my name in LinkedIn or the company as well, Lana Development. And they can contact through any of these medias.
Well, folks, Luis Noranha, thank you for being a guest on the Real Estate Pros podcast. Folks, if you want to contact him, if you want to go down to Santa Rosa and see what he's got, go down there, take a look. Thank you for being on the podcast, sir. And thank you guys for watching, like, and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining us for today's Real Estate Pros show. You can learn more about the amazing benefits of the Investor Fuel Mastermind community, including surrounding yourself with hundreds of other rock stars, 100% financing for your deals, and members-only discounts from vendors you're likely already using that, as a member of Investor Fuel, will save you more than the cost of your membership. Visit investorfuel.com to learn more. If you're interested in joining us as a guest of this show, please visit investorfuel.com/pros to apply. You can also check the show notes for access to free resources, how to get access to world-class lead generation, and much more. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another episode. Have a great day. We'll see you on the next show.